The chaos, the discord, the sheer disorientation going on for more than 10 days now is amazing. Do you think I was talking about the Kabul airport? I'm not. I'm talking about the Biden White House. As the pictures roll in of stranded Americans and Afghan collaborators trying desperately to get to the airport, the White House is in total disarray. These people had no idea what to do in the event the Taliban took over the country. That's bad enough. People are dying there. That's on them. Worse is that the Biden administration, his Pentagon advisors, the State Department have no ideas for fixing the deteriorating situation. Americans are there, remember. Their only answer is denial.
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed to bringing Americans who want to come home. We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email, via any way that we can possibly reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home. Yeah. I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when we have been very clear that we are not leaving Americans who want to return home. We are going to bring them home.
We're not. We're leaving there. They're stranded. We have proven that statement is a lie right here on the show. Watch.
My parents just moved and saved in Dubai, and my other family, brothers, sisters, and other siblings, they're under control of Taliban. They're hiding.
I'm here. I'm in Kabul. The Taliban have actually moved into the house next door to us. Just this morning, we actually had a visit from them. The mood here now is just everybody is terrified.
You know, we proved it, but we're not alone. It's plain as day these people are stranded. Some are dying. A 2-year-old child trampled to death yesterday. It's gotten so bad, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul is asking Americans to stay away from the airport until they're notified. The obfuscation by the communications director and the White House, their military advisors for President Biden, is profound, folks.
There was nothing that I or anyone else saw that indicated a collapse of this army and this government in 11 days.
Did I say obfuscation? I meant lies. They think they can just say anything to us, say stuff, and we're going to nod our heads in agreement. That's the liberal way, but it's not the American way. The truth is, in their haste for a photo op, they blew it on a global level. On July 8th, Joe Biden announced he was going to exit Afghanistan on August 31st for no other reason than his desire to take a victory lap on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. In his haste, he failed to plan any sort of credible exit strategy. I mean, have you ever seen a bank robber casually walk into a bank he just robbed, alarms going off, walking out, and then casually stroll a few blocks to his locked car? Of course not. Even a bank robber plans an exit strategy. So instead of a 9/11 victory, Biden handed the win to the sworn enemy of the United States, the Taliban. In other words, Joe Biden snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And the point is, Biden reacts first and then thinks later, which brings us to the next layer of this chaotic disaster they created, the refugees. It's clear the Biden administration is getting hammered from all sides for this failure, and rightly so. It's really bad politically for Biden when the pictures of stranded Americans and Afghan collaborators are crushing in the area surrounding the airport. Bad for Biden, bad for Dems. So what's a career-long politician going to do when he's getting hammered? Do politics, of course. These incompetents are trying to save face by flying as many people as they can out of Kabul. Have any of these people been vetted? Are you sure? I mean, a swarm of people loaded that C-17 transport the other night, 840 people, mostly men, by the way, take a look, crammed into the back of that plane, and it took off. I'll call BS on anyone telling us there was a vetting process that took place before that plane landed. No way. That was just one plane. Thousands of Afghans have been transferred to America on our soil already. Look at that picture again. Does that look like there's a credible vetting process going on? Let's recall our embassy, in the rush to get out due to the Taliban surrounding Kabul, destroyed files and passports they were holding. We have no clue who we are transporting to our cities right now, full stop. Once again, Biden reacted first and apparently hasn't thought about what they're doing. We now know hundreds of the evacuees may be very dangerous people. There are some that are on our own no-fly list. We know hundreds of Gitmo detainees have returned to the Taliban. Are any of them in any of the transport planes coming here to a city near us? There's literally no way of knowing, but I'll bet on yes.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.